Hi, let's see how I can control the deployment for our learners. So I can provide the intent. This is more for the filter at a later stage. If I want to filter on top of all of these things, that could be done. And then we give the label and description depending upon the requirement, the start date and time, end date and time. How do I want my learners to be notified of a new deployment? Do I want to email the announcements or do I want to add it on the platform itself? Both can also be chosen from. Here I can add the names of the learners and the admins, and once that is done, I have some settings that could be done. Do I want it to be a timer based deployment? This is exceptionally used for all the assessments that are time driven or where the learning curve has to be controlled. Do I want to block the submission? How I want it to be evaluated after the end date, and how I want the learners to view their submission. Do I want them to see their total scores, obtain the feedbacks, the correct answers on the go, or do I want to change this at a later stage? So to start with, I will just be allowing the correct answers, the input solutions, the scenario solutions, and all of the total scores obtained and feedbacks would be done after the evaluation. Again, this is something that could be configured on the go. And once everything is configured, I can deploy the scenario from here. After the deployment, the scenario on the learner front looks something like this. They can go ahead and start it and start going through the content, implementing everything on the go. But what if the learner requires a controlled environment to implement all of the things? For example, if this was a content that required the learners to use cloud resources. So for that we have provided the labs as well. Content could be linked with the labs, and once the learners start the lab, a lab would be auto generated with a controlled environment where the learners can go ahead and start implementing everything on the go. Again, once the learner has completed everything, I can see the completion bar increasing here. And once the learner is satisfied with the performance, they can click on the submit button here. Now let's see how the evaluation works. Again, going to the home page and going to the evaluations. This is what the evaluation page look like. And let's go to the submission. So here, depending upon each correct answer, marks can be awarded. And once the entire scenario or project is evaluated, feedbacks can also be given. These detailed feedbacks will help the learners to understand their progress, identify the areas of improvement, and will keep them on the track towards mastering their goals.